Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us on Revolution Radio. Tonight is NJR Live, and I'm Brian Powers, and I am going to be the only person you see tonight on the show. It happens from time to time. First off, our editorial board member, Belisha Beacon, who does our weekly or our monthly movie review, she was going to review In the Heights tonight. I know she watched it. We talked about it. She was all set. And her dog ate some Nerf pellets, which is very, very serious for dogs. And so we want to wish Bodie get well soon because Bodie's in the vets right now. And we hope that everything works out. So she had a veterinary emergency to with a member of her family there. So and those are the got owners we know. And so, but I'm in touch right now. I'm worried about her dog. So I spent the last like hour or so getting updates on her. Anyway, if you know Belisha and your comrades with her or seeing her on Facebook, make sure you said there's some well wishes for her and her puppy. Um, and also, you'll notice that I seem not to be in the studio tonight. I've done shows, many shows and many productions from my shed back in New Jersey, but tonight I am in my in the workshop up here in Maine because my router has failed and we need to get a new router, which means we need to raise a little money. We run a national network. A lot of people use 5G, and one of the challenges in running this network is not having the kind of facilities that large media companies have, and dealing with that. We've relied on contributions. I often say that communists make terrible capitalists, and that's true in my case. I always know that I could do better in different areas of helping to run Revolution Radio, but certainly I could always probably do a better job at fundraising, and we really need it. So you can see that the production level kind of took a step back, but the editing is still there, and we add the music and all that stuff afterwards. And as soon as I can connect back up to a good 5G network, which hopefully won't be very long. It's a matter of weeks, not months or years or something like that. But we will get the studio with the music and all the kinds of stuff that you're used to seeing, and I value that. I value that because I know that media needs to be appealing to people, and I know that media needs to look good. I mean, that's it, and that is why you see the most attractive and the best looking comrades right here on Revolution Radio. So I thank you to visit our website, www.njrevolutionradio.com, and please make a donation. The more and the quicker the donations come in, the quicker we will return to having full studio shows. But it's a matter of buying a 5G router so I can get that internet connection back up in the shop and running. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit tonight, and I've talked a lot on my shows about my union background and the nature of that work and lessons learned from representing working people, politically, representing them against the boss and grievance procedures and all that kind of stuff. I always hope that its value goes beyond union labor. Some of the things I feel that were taught to me in that part of my career have come in to be very valuable in any other aspects of life. And so one of the things I thought about is in debating people, and particularly online or even in real life when you have what can be considered sometimes arguments or debates or situations where opposing views meet to exchange ideas, and how you go into those situations. We often hear that it's important to be a good listener. And I don't know that, especially when we're involved in confrontational situations or stuff like that we always go in ready to listen. And I know, even thinking to my relative experience, you would go into to make your point. Rarely do you go into confrontational situations thinking that I'm going to see the other person's point. You go into comment by the nature you're going. So I wonder, you know, how well these kind of situations are handled, if you're not prepared to listen. And I would assume that if you're a podcast listener or you're watching this right now or you're taking in this media that you're ready to listen. And if you're not, well, take a minute and be ready to listen. But I don't think that should just be applied to podcasting. I think it can be applied to a lot of different situations in life. The ability to listen to people is something that's lost, and it's generally lost because of ego or um, ego. I think ego is a good word for it. I don't know what else to describe it. But I did want people to hear this story and listen because my union background came from a local IBW, local 827, representing telecommunications workers in New Jersey. Is a good union and still is. They've taken their hits as far as membership goes and other hits like everybody else in labor. But it really was where I cut my teeth and learned to become an activist. So one of our comrades, our sister, she lost her brother, Debbie Noggle, and those of you that listen to the show from IBW 27 probably know Debbie because she was a leader in that local out of Raritan unit for a very long time, and she was an awesome rep and was at everything. One of those people that was at every meeting and did every activity and supported the local in every way. Her brother Charlie helped her husband repair vintage cars. And he was over the house all the time. They were very close, and I remember meeting Debbie's husband a couple of times, and he's always talking about his cars, and she was always rolling around in something sweet. I can tell you that. And Charlie was a part of that. Charlie was a part of fixing up those cars. Charlie got into Donald Trump and his politics, and definitely bought into a lot of what Trumpers and Trumpism is about, and wasn't keen on wearing masks and refused to get vaccinated. He contracted COVID-19 and was diagnosed, and then even initially refused some of the treatments of antibiotics because of other conspiracy theories and various nonsense, basically nonsense. The doctors, people around him, his doctors were telling him to do these things, and he wasn't doing them. Charlie died of COVID-19. And he did realize. And when I talked to Debbie on the phone and I asked her if I could tell the story, she said, yeah, because she wants it to affect some people and she knows that it has. But I think it's important to know that, and I asked this, like, did he ever at some point say, I fucked up? And she said, yeah, he did. He knew towards the very end that he should have gotten vaccinated, that he should have accepted the treatment, and that he had made a big mistake by doing that. But it was too late. He was 60. I'm only 44. That's 16 years away from me. He had young children in their 20s, just out of college. Not married yet, so he's going to miss some weddings. It's ridiculous. And, I know I'm on the left, so, we like making fun of Trumpers a lot because of their nonsense and their ridiculousness and their conspiracy theories and stuff like that. But, we got that same problem right over here. I mean, you run around saying you're fighting white supremacy, but you're supporting the same line as Trumpers. You're spreading a disease in the communities you claim to care about, if you're in those communities, right? You gonna learn the lesson the hard way or what? I don't know how to get through to some of you, and because I really, really, really love some of these, but you're being jackasses. And Debbie wanted her story shared, and so I figured, even though we had some problems technically tonight, and we couldn't put the show together that we wanted to, and we'll return next week, and I promise you we will get back to talking about Haiti and Cuba because they're very big stories, and I will effort maybe over the weekend or something, putting something together or for early next week where we address the issues that we were scheduled to talk about tonight. But I thought it was just important to come on tonight because I talked to Debbie earlier when I thought that whole show was going through, and I told her I mentioned this, and she thanked me for it. And she did say that at his wake, a couple of people came up and said that in fact they finally got vaccinated because of what happened to Charlie. I didn't know Charlie. I don't think I ever met him, but I do know the pain of losing somebody that you love, and I know that his family's going through that right now, and they did not have to. They didn't have to. I do my best, and that was my best tonight. And I hope that you can appreciate what I'm saying, because it's not coming from a political angle. I didn't come on here to promote Joe Biden, Donald Trump, socialist, nobody. I came on here tonight to beg you, if you haven't taken this seriously yet, please take it seriously now. All right? Enough is enough already. I'll be in Jersey soon, and that place is a mess. And I like walking around without a mask on up here in Maine. I'm not, even though I'm vaccinated, I really don't know if I feel that comfortable going back to New Jersey, seeing what I'm seeing online and seeing the numbers being what they're being. And that bothers me. I want to come back to my home state and hug and hug people and kiss you on the cheek if you're comfortable with that, because I know I am with a lot of you, and I miss it. Anyway, so I'll see you soon. As soon as I can get to it. I don't know. Worst comes to worst, you'll see me next Tuesday on the Out of Box Report with Daryl Lamont Jenkins. We had a great episode last night. Saved the technical problems again, but talking to Rod Weber, who got arrested trying to non-maliciously decorate somebody else's property, and to make a point about Joe Biden and his continuing support of foreign wars and other various things, which most of us consider crimes against humanity. But I beg of you to tune into the Out of Box Report. The stream's up on our social media feeds. The podcast will be coming out pretty soon. Check out Rod Weber and Lauren Pespiza, his partner in crime over there, who do a great job of drawing attention to causes that we care about. That kind of activism definitely has its place, and Rod makes his points very, very well known. I appreciate what he does. I appreciate what Lauren does. So thanks a lot for being on the show last night. Thanks a lot for tuning in again. You can donate, www.njrevolutionradio.com. And until I see you the next time, man, this is Brian Powers, and I want to remind you that the police can quit their jobs. Good night, everybody. Peace.
Thrown against the car, handcuffed, and that's what happened last night.
The police kicked in the door, shot him twice in the chest, and he died.
Before you knew it, we had 500 families. We had over 100 volunteers calling us. We were on the phone constantly.
And I can't get it. And I got one police department telling me they don't know who's in charge. I got another police department here. Everybody's got a gun, and nobody knows who's in charge. Can anybody figure out who's in charge yet? Is there anybody in charge here? Any police officer in charge? Are you in charge? I can't find anybody in charge. That's the problem.